สวัสดีค่ะตอนนี้นะคะแอนอยู่ที่แมนเชสเตอร์ฟุตบอลสเตเดียมนะคะแมนเชสเตอร์ยูไนเต็ด
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Old Trafford. Old Trafford, this is where Manchester United play, just in case anybody didn't know. Just checking. Now, Old Trafford is the largest football stadium in Great Britain. Does anybody know how many people can fit inside the stadium? Everybody knows. Just under 76,000. Now, it's the largest football stadium in Great Britain. Now, Wembley Stadium is a bit bigger than this, but because Wembley is the national stadium and it holds more than football events, this is the biggest football stadium in the UK. Just under 76,000. The next biggest football stadium in the UK, that is Arsenal Stadium, the Emirates, and that will take 63,000. So you can see by quite some way that we are the biggest one. Now, the stadium is called Old Trafford, but we also have another name for the stadium as well. Does anybody know what our other name is? Theatre of Dreams. Well done, I'm glad you came. It's also called the Theatre of Dreams. Now, does anybody know why it's called the Theatre of Dreams? Yeah, that name came from one of our old players. Several years ago, Bobby Charlton was being interviewed, and they said to Bobby, "What's it like to play here?" Bobby Charlton turned round and said it was a magnificent theatre to play in, and it must be every schoolboy's dream to play here. So the next day in the newspapers, they gave us the name of Theatre of Dreams, and it's a name that's stuck. We're very proud of it. Now, we usually have the words of Theatre of Dreams up above you, but somebody's put a banner across the front of it, so we can't see that, but I promise you it's underneath that. Now, at the moment, we're sat in the north stand of the stadium, and this north stand is the largest stand within the stadium. It's a three-tier stand. Now, this was built for the Euro 96 tunnel, which was the international tunnel. And this one stand cost the club £28 million to build. It was actually 19 million to build it, and then a further 9 million to buy up the land that we had to use in order to go so high. This stand is now called the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. It was renamed 2 years ago when he'd been the manager here for 25 years. So this is now the Sir Alex Ferguson stand. Okay. Now, just a little bit about the stadium tour. The tour itself this afternoon will probably take just over an hour, about an hour and a quarter. Once we're finished here, we're going to walk over to that corner of the stadium and get a really good view of the stadium from over there, and that's where our guests in wheelchairs will watch the game from. After that, we'll be going outside for a few minutes. I will take you down an area which we call the Munich Tunnel, and then after the Munich Tunnel, we'll be coming back into the stadium. We'll then be going into the press lounge, and then the press conference theatre, and then we'll work our way down into the Manchester United Players' Lounge. After the Players' Lounge, we'll be going into the Manchester United changing rooms, and then after the changing room, we'll work our way down the tunnel. So you should be able to walk down the tunnel in the stadium. And then alongside the pitch into the dugouts, so you can sit where the manager sits if you want. Good for photographs over there. Okay. Now, before we go any further, we've got one very important rule at the stadium, and that rule is that, surprise, surprise, nobody is allowed to touch the grass. All right? So when we get down there, please remember that. Okay. Now, as we're going round today, if anybody's got any questions, you can ask me anything you like. I know quite a bit about Manchester United, but I don't know everything. If you ask me a question I don't know the answer to, there's a guy on the other end of the radio who's a lot smarter than me, and he's a lot closer to the internet. Okay. Technology, eh? Great, isn't it? Okay. So, are we all Manchester United supporters then? I see a few. Yes. Oh, is there anybody here that's not a Manchester United supporter? Oh, here we go. A few hands. Chelsea. I'll shake your hand after yesterday. Good result. Okay, anybody else that's not a United supporter? You got a red shirt on. Arsenal. What are you doing with the United shirt on? You're confusing me. Okay. Anybody else that doesn't support United? Crystal Palace. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. Anybody else? No? Barcelona. Okay. No Liverpool fans in? No? Okay. So I don't need to contact security then, that's good. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go down the passageway and we're going to take the short walk over to that part of the stadium. So if you all follow me out.
โอเคค่ะตอนนี้นะคะเดี๋ยวแอนก็จะไปเดินชมรอบๆสเตเดียมนะคะเพราะว่าวันนี้เทคทัวร์เข้ามานะคะก็พาคุณแม่มา last trip ก่อนจะกลับ เมืองไทยค่ะ แล้วก็เดี๋ยวจะโชว์เป็นรูปภาพให้ดูนะคะ เพราะว่าถ่ายวิดีโอมากไม่ค่อยได้เพราะว่าเขาไม่ให้ส่งเสียงนะคะ โอเคค่ะ แล้วเดี๋ยวเราจะมาอัปเดตรูปภาพกันให้ดูเยอะๆเลย บ๊ายบาย